Hey guys, welcome back to Margo Watches Movies. My name is Jake Margo, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing the last 3 episodes of Ironheart. So, this is not a show I would have ever watched, but I was bullied into it by all of you guys meeting my ransom demands. Thank you very much. We have concluded Ironheart. Disney Plus very intuitively, it seems, realized the dump they had on their hands, and they threw it out in 2 weeks. So get it off our books, get it out of our shelves, be gone. We'll take the beating for a couple weeks, and then it will fade into the ether. And it's more than likely what's going to happen. I think this is a horrible, terrible show. It is one of the worst written shows I've seen in a while. Yet at the same time, as surprised as I am to say this, I think it had one of the most ballsy and batshit endings, unexpected endings I could ever fathom out of the MCU. And they, in a sense, wasted it on a terribly devised protagonist, horribly characterized character, Riri Williams. The worst character to show her head on TV this year besides Ellie and Zero from Stick with Owen Wilson. She is a selfish, self-aggrandizing, egotistical, bit of a narcissist who throughout the entire run of this show is our titular hero. She saves no people. She kills a person, allows another one to be shot, joins a gang, becomes a thief, becomes a felon. All of her motivations are askew. She has no real motivations. Even her motivations as a hero was faster response time for first responders. Okay. And as someone who so boldly at the start of this show claims I'm going to be bigger than Jobs, bigger than Gates, bigger than Stock, bigger than Pym combined, I somehow missed that the first few times until they shoved it down our face again in a flashback in one of these 3 episodes. But the balls of them to take this character and all the things I've complained about, who is in no way a hero. She's a horrible person. Horrible. And at the end, spoiler warning, at the end, when this gentleman appears in the last episode, that is Sacha Baron Cohen, playing Mephisto. Yes, Mephisto has arrived. Played by Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't know much about Mephisto. I just know a bunch of people thought he would appear in WandaVision, and he didn't. But apparently he's the devil, because he is the biggest parallel I've seen of making a deal with the devil. And this show, with, again, some cojones that I was not expecting, ends this show with our titular hero selling her soul to Satan to get her AI best friend back, who died in episode 5 from her building a suit out of dark magic to fight Hood. So, I mean, it's a preposterously silly show. It's ludicrously silly. Yet somehow I have to give credit where credit is due. They somehow go this route that is so unexpected. I couldn't help but be a little impressed. My God, you created this show touting a certain culture and praising it and lifting it up that was meant to unite this culture. And you take that hero, you have her join a gang, you have her save absolutely nobody. Not even a single person, not a squirrel in a tree, not a bird in the sky, not an old guy walking down the street with his cane and she just flies by and picks him out of the way of a car. Nothing. They even call it out in the finale. Anthony Ramos goes, you could have saved anyone. You came here to steal my cape, my hood. My magic hood. That's a cape. And in this show with those themes, made 2-3 years ago, where it was like peak BLM, you know, uh, that type of like craze was at its peak, and you have her sell her soul to Satan. It's insane. Hats off, in a sense. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be received. I think there's going to be a contingent of people online that latch onto this ending like a parasite and use it as like, this show was incredible. It was incomprehensible. It blew my mind. It was bold. It was bold by writers who are dumbasses. And I've said that a lot in these reviews, but these writers are dumbasses, but somehow they hit a half-court buzzer beater and pulled this show out of the depths of an absolute dumpster fire or a total failure and kept it at the bottom barrel of very bad. So there's my rating. Very bad. With a very intriguing finale. In a sense of, wow, they went that route. She sold her soul to Satan so she could bring her. Okay, now let's break it down though. What is her motivation? She wants to bring back AI Natalie, who died again from her making black magic into her suit, her new suit. It's so stupid, guys. Bear with me here. I'm trying to break it down myself. She makes her new suit with black magic. It kills AI Natalie, whom she's already made. She made AI Natalie. She created her through technology. She put little things on her temples and all she came. And instead of just remaking her, instead of spending, I don't know, maybe it would have taken a year, she sells her soul to the devil and he brings her back. It's ludicrous. It's mind-numbingly stupid. I've never felt so old watching this show where they're just throwing out wizards and magic so seriously. You have Anthony Ramos giving it his all. You have Alden Ehrenreich giving it his all in this preposterously dumb show where, and that's another thing, is like Alden Ehrenreich, who's in prison because of Riri. There's another thing she did. She swore to him that the tech he gives her at the end of episode 3 would not fall into the wrong hands. She immediately loses it and the cops find it and arrest him and send him to prison. And then Anthony Ramos breaks him out, and then he goes evil and then like goes under a transformation where they stick some stuff in his head, and all the weapons that he's collected go into his body, and he's like electric. He shoots electricity from his hands, and somehow Anthony Ramos can control him like a puppet with like his mind or a clicker, but they never go into it. They never explain it. It's just there, and he just makes him do what he wants. And Anthony Ramos gets super rich, tries to kill his dad, steals the company his dad had. By the way, this guy who's been like grandiose on his soapbox the whole season about, they never gave us respect. It turns out his dad is like a Fortune 100 CEO, super rich, and he goes and steals his dad's house back. That's what he sold his soul to Mephisto, who gave him the cape. Ta-da. All right, it's all come together. And Alden Ehrenreich, who kind of was like, as much as I hated him the first few episodes, I was kind of warming up to him. And then we start episode 6 where they're having a feast, Anthony Ramos and Alden Ehrenreich, and Anthony Ramos' new dinner table in his daddy's house. And he offers Zeke Stain some caviar, and he goes, it's cruel to eat baby animal eggs. Wanted to slap the shit out of him, dude. That guy is such a pitiful little bastard, man. Who, like, God, the stuff this show just shoehorns in is so cringe. The dialogue is cringe. Every single one of Anthony Ramos's gang members were cringe as all get out. Just cartoonishly silly. And they just fall off a map. Nothing is resolved with them. They get in an elevator. Anthony Ramos basically breaks up with them all. You're fired. And they just get in an elevator, never to be seen again. That's it. Bye. Okay. And then, we get to the episode, we figure out, oh, yeah, he sold his soul to Mephisto. And Mephisto's the one giving him the veins on his face and his back. And then there's about a 35, 60-second long fight between Anthony Ramos and Riri in her new dark magic suit. She wins, takes the cape. Mephisto comes around, and she sells her soul to Satan. So, kids at home, extortion, blackmail, join a gang. If none of that works, you always have the devil. There's your message from family-friendly Disney. So I don't know what the hell to say. As I'm talking about this, I think I've lowered my grade just from how stupid this show is. Yet at the same time, they went to such a ballsy place. I'm somewhat impressed with the ending. I did not enjoy it. It was not good, but I'm still somehow impressed that is the route they took. So all in all, yeah, this show's a total failure. I changed my mind. It is not very bad. It's a total failure with an intriguingly stupid ending that people online are going to latch onto and throw it around like propaganda about, look how good this show is. Is it worth your time? No. If you want to see this type of thing, go watch Mephisto on YouTube scenes. I'm sure there'll be a super cut of them in like 2 days. So I'm curious to know, did you guys even watch it, or you just finding different reviewers to see bash on it like I used to do? Totally understandable. But if you did see it, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you've liked my reviews. Should I review some other dog shit MCU show I've never watched? Let me know. I stuck that at the end because I know no one sticks around. So if you did, let me know. But otherwise, I appreciate you guys. That's all for Ironheart. Thank God. But yeah, so this is Margot Watches Movies. My name's Jake Margot. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.